Poland wins the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. True or false? Stay with me to the very end of this video to find out if this is possible. Guys, today I'm going to talk about my top 11 in the Polish national selection. It will take place on the 14th of February 2025, so on St. Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's a special date. I'm going to analyze all of these songs. Hello guys, this is your Eurovisionary voice calling. It's worth mentioning, sorry, I took some notes to tell you everything, that this year it's only the public that will choose the songs to represent Poland. So it's got pluses and minuses. We remember last year and 2 years ago, there were so many controversies. First with Blanka, although there were the jurors, but we remember how it went, so I don't want to go back to that. Last year it was only the jury that decided, and what's more, it was only on the basis of the video clips, the studio versions, and probably that's why this year all the participants had to present their songs live. From what I read on the internet, there was only one person who didn't have to do that, and it was Justyna Steczkowska, because she is a well-known, let's say, diva in Poland, so she didn't have to do that. Let's watch the first snippet. We will start with number 11. Number 11 for me, it's Tio with Immortal. Let's analyze it from the perspective of pluses and minuses. A plus, it is a nice, smooth song. Sorry, I took some notes here. What if love is... I don't want to forget anything I wanted to tell you. So from time to time I will look at my notes. So Tio presents himself in a very attractive way on stage. I knew him from one of the TV shows. And let's call it a kind of charisma, this X Factor. Just immortal. He received a wild card because first he was not accepted. There were some problems with his nationality, and now the problem is fixed, let's say, and he was accepted, but it was after the date that was set for the songs to be delivered. So in the end he received a wild card. As for the minuses, for me this is just a radio song that is too, let's say, generic, and I think, or I should say I'm afraid that it would get lost on the Eurovision stage in Basel. However, yeah, it sounds nice, as you can hear, and I'm sure he's going to present himself well on stage. We'll see what will happen on Friday. My number 10 is Tinsky with Miracle. Pluses. Some nice catchy moments, nice vocals, but once again, one might call it a generic song. And what do I mean by this? That it doesn't stand out. It's a nice song and you are a young man, so come back next year with a better composition, with a stronger entry. My number 9 is Janusz R with his Cosmic Mist. So in Cosmic Mist, a great plus is, as always in his case, vocals. Yes, and this piano, I love piano, I'm practicing myself playing this instrument, but the biggest minus is the composition itself. For me, it doesn't grab my attention enough, and it doesn't get stuck in my head. So actually, once I've listened to that song, I couldn't repeat like the melody, but there are some nice moments, like for example the chorus itself, or even the beginning of the song, and those higher notes. I do appreciate it. However, I believe that his song in 2004 was much better. My number 8 is Chrust with Tempo. A great plus, it's in Polish, however it can be also a great minus. Yes, I do believe that if this song was chosen to represent Poland, there should be at least some English lines introduced, like it is in the case of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, to let people know what they are singing about. However, the minus, the composition itself. So, not original enough, in my humble opinion. And we've already had this kind of songs, let's call them folk songs, in the Eurovision Song Contest from different countries. However, still it is nice. Some folk music with some rock elements. So that's why it's my number 8. Let's move to my 7th place. It's Marianne with Can't Hide. And to be honest, at the very beginning, I had this composition much lower in my personal ranking. However, when I heard it for the second time, I discovered this delicate, nice vocals and this melody that actually grabs my attention. It's a quite nice, smooth song. However, as for cons, I think that it's not enough for the Eurovision Song Contest. I'm afraid it's not enough. It doesn't stand out, I will repeat this phrase once again, and isn't catchy enough. But as for the radio, I think it can be heard from time to time there because it's just a decent song. Let's move to my number 6 of my personal ranking, and it is Sod and Nichos, or the English would say Sod and Nichos, with lusterka. Lusterka in Polish, it is, or in English actually, it is like mirrors. Yes, and a great plus is that it is just different and quite catchy as well, as you can hear it. It definitely stands out from the rest of the field. However, being Polish, I still can't understand some words, or actually I should say I can understand some words, like lusterka and some others, because from what I read, it's a mix of Ukrainian, of Belarusian, and the combination of kind of local dialect from Podlasie region. And to be honest, it reminds me too much of Gaia from Ukraine, yes? So one might say we've already seen this kind of music, this kind of performance on the Eurovision Song Contest stage. So we need something original, something different. And now my top 5. Let's start with number 5, of course. It's Kuba Szmajkowski with Pray. To be honest, I had Kuba in different positions, in different places in my personal ranking, but in the end it's my number 5. I have to admit that it was lower, but when I listened to that, like the whole song, once again, I discovered this quite catchy chorus that reminds me of one of the popular songs. I pray. It gives me this impression that I've heard it somewhere before, and it's good for Eurovision, yes, when we've got this kind of songs, yes, that you listen to that and you've got the impression, oh my goodness, I heard it somewhere before. So it's good. good vocals, of course, as for Kuba. He's a good vocalist. However, it's more of a radio hit, and I'm afraid it could get lost in Basel. And my number 4, it is Sonia Maselik with Rumors. Well, at the very beginning, when I was creating my personal ranking, she was much lower. However, when I listened once again, I'm mentioning that when I listened to that for the second time, I liked it even more. I liked the chorus, and to be honest, I also like this kind of a pre-chorus thing. So it is great melody. It's grabbing my attention. It gets stuck in my head. However, the minus once again will be the fact that it's just a radio hit, and it won't defend itself on Basel's stage. And now let's move to my top 3. I will sip some water. Now. Hello guys, this is your Eurovisionary voice calling. It's written here. So my number 3, tadam, tadam, it is Dominik Dudek with Hold the Light. So darling. Okay, I will be extremely honest with you. At the very beginning, it was my number 2. But I will tell you later on what happened. A great plus, in my humble opinion, this is the best song by Dominik. I mean, it is his best song ever. I love it. It's much better than his previous songs, his previous song with which he wanted to represent Poland in the Eurovision Song Contest. I love his vocals here. This song builds up so nicely, and this chorus, this is just great. However, as for the cons, I'm afraid it wouldn't stand out enough from the rest of the field. And the whole song reminds me a little bit of Duncan Lawrence's song, as for the whole vibes, etc. So we might say that once again, we've already had something like that in the Eurovision Song Contest. And now let's move to my number 2. Tadam, tadam, tadam. This is Daria Marx with Let It Burn. So now you know everything. Tell me. Why did I say that I had Dominik Dudek higher in the personal ranking? Because it was my number 2 for a long time, until I heard Daria's song. To be honest, when I heard it for the first time, I thought, okay, it's nice. But that's it. When I listened to that for the second time, I really loved it. I fell in love with it. So, nice melody, great vocals, and this beat at the very beginning. Tell me when the light. I love it. And the co-producer is the man who was responsible for Lauren's Eurovision songs, both Euphoria and Tattoo. And of course, this is not the most important thing, but we know that the Swedish know a lot about the Eurovision Song Contest. And I'm sure that Daria will present herself very well as for the vocals, no doubt. Minuses, it might be called as too generic and something that we've already had on the Eurovision Song Contest stage. Some people call it like a kind of a Bond song, James Bond song. Well, there's something in it. So I might say that it's not original enough, not standing out, but still I just love it, guys. So that's why it's my number one. So that's why it's my number two. Why number two? Because my number one is Justyna Steczkowska's Gaia. First of all, why? Great vocals. I'm sure she will deliver the song on stage in the best possible way, but she is a great vocalist. We know that. It's kind of pop with some stronger moments, even I would say with disco elements. And I love this very beginning of the song. They call me Gaia. Gaia challenge. By the way, I did it. If you want to hear it, look for some shorts. It will be at the end of this video as well. However, there are some minuses. Because the song is quite original, so it is something different from what we've already had on the Eurovision Song Contest stage. But is it original? Is it different enough? I don't know. I'm not sure. And there are two things in this song that I have some doubts about. The very ending, I think that it could be just stronger. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I've got an impression that the song just ends somewhere, like maybe in the middle. Not maybe the middle, but there is no strong end for the song. However, maybe this is the idea of the composer, of the producer. And I've got some doubts as for the bridge, or let's call it kind of a break. I don't know what's going to happen during this break. We've already had some live performances by Justyna, but we will see what will be the final version. And I've got an impression that this melody of this bridge break could be better, could be catchier, and it could move the audience more. It just could be more moving. But what will happen on stage on Friday, we'll see. Maybe some of these songs will surprise us so much that we will vote for them. Okay, sorry, because all the information I had on my laptop just disappeared almost at the end of my whole analysis. So we will see what will happen on Friday. As for today, this is my top 11. So as for me, I would like Justyna Steczkowska. I should maybe say Mrs. Justyna Steczkowska to represent Poland in the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. And this fact that she's already represented Poland in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1995, so actually 30 years ago, it's a nice story, yeah? This can play into Justyna Steczkowska's hands, so she can take advantage of this situation because she's already been there, so she knows what it is about. But of course it was 30 years ago, so the contest itself was a bit different, as Justyna Steczkowska states herself in some of the interviews. And guys, I forgot to mention one very important thing about Justyna Steczkowska's song about Gaia. I love this intro, the very beginning of the song. It's so strong. This beat. They call me Gaia. And then comes this first stanza, let's call it in Polish. I love it. It will be a very strong beginning. So guys, let's hear it for all of the participants. Congratulations guys, you've prepared great songs. Let the best win. And guys, if you've enjoyed my video, then please like it and remember to subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks ever so much. Let me know what you think of this video, of these songs, in the comment section below. I encourage you to watch my previous videos about the Eurovision Song Contest, especially maybe my Gaia challenge. You will see the end screen here, and yeah, it will redirect you to that video and to others as well when you click this first one. So I encourage you to watch my previous videos about the Eurovision Song Contest. Click now on the end screen that you can see here, and it will redirect you to one of them. Actually, it will be my Gaia challenge, but my goodness, I had so many tries, I had so many attempts. Yeah, I will leave that for Justyna Steczkowska. Thank you for watching my video. I'll be back soon. Bye guys.